Welcome back to Phoenix Wright Justice for All, where we've just done the first part of the first day of Maya's trial. We've just met Franziska von Karma. She is a nightmare, but I also, personally, she's one of my favorite, she might be my favorite prosecutor so far. I mean, we love Edgeworth, but I just find her very entertaining. So yeah, let's get right into it. We've taken down Gumshoe, and we've got to deal with Lotta Hart next. June 21st, 11:37 a.m., District Court Defendant Lobby number 3. That was a close one. I know you were giving it your all to defend me, but I could feel the death penalty hanging in the air. I felt like I was pretty close to dying myself. But you were wonderful out there. You listened carefully, made theories, and tricked everyone into believing you. Thanks. Wait, tricked? That must be the lawyer's secret technique, right? By the way, is the next witness who I think it is? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Lotta Hart. Oh, guess there's no escaping her, huh? Remember, Nick, you promised you'd save me. If you lose, me and my sister's ghosts will come after you and haunt you. Your sister? Are you talking about Mystic Mia? Yeah, do you remember her, Pearly? My sister was a super good lawyer. She was also Nick's teacher. Oh, I didn't know that. June 21st, 11:43 a.m., District Court, Courtroom number 2. Court will now reconvene. Now, the first order of... Yow! I don't want to hear it, old man. After I call my witness, sit there quietly and watch like a good little boy. Yes, sir. Bring in the photographer who witnessed the channeling. Witness, your name and occupation, if you please. Hey, Phoenix! How you doing? Just fine. Sorry about this. Didn't exactly have a choice, you know? Yowza! Name and occupation. I declare, what in tarnation? Hey, Judge, this here is violence against my fair self. That's fine. That's fine? That ain't fine. That's a whip. Yeah! There's no need for foolish outcries from foolishly foolish fools. Just hurry up and testify about what happened the day of the murder. I haven't even gotten to say my name and job yet. The name's Lotta Hart, paranormal photographer, and I'm here to testify. Now, let's all be one big happy family, okay? Witness account. Only the doc and the defendant went into the channeling chamber. We were waiting outside the door and then, bang, we hear this gunshot. Mr. Lawyer there broke the door down and we rushed into the room. Inside was the dead victim and the defendant waving a pistol around. I swear, other than those two, there was no one else in the room. It's not good. And did you take a picture of the scene right after the murder took place? Reckon course. Excuse me? Reckon course? It's short for, you reckon? Of course I did. Yeah! Does it look like I care? Just hurry up and show your picture to the court. The moment of truth. What will be in that picture? Let's see here. Here's the picture. Yikes. Oh, that's so bad. It would certainly seem that only the defendant and the victim were in that room. Picture taken at the murder scene. Are you ready, Mr. Phoenix Wright? I will clear all doubt about Maya through this cross-examination. Just watch me. Witness's account. Only the doc and the defendant went into the channeling chamber. Oh, hang on. I'm meant to be pressing, aren't I? Well, is there any clear contradiction here? Right, no, that's true. We wait outside the door, then bang, we hear this gunshot. Put the door down, we rush into the room. Inside was the dead victim and the defendant waving a pistol around. Although this is no one in the room. The story adds up. What's worse? I was at the scene of the crime with her, and the story is exactly how I would have told it too. We're gonna have to stop pressing then. Okay. Was it really only those two that went in? Objection! What are you blabbering about? You were there too, were you not? Why don't you answer that yourself? Was it really just the two of them? Yes, Dr. Gray and Maya were the only two that went into that room. Hold on, we can't have the defense testifying against its own client. Anyway, folks, only the two of them went into the channeling chamber. You hear? But you knew that from the very beginning, didn't you? Witness, continue. We were waiting outside the door and then bang, we hear this gunshot. Was it really a gunshot? Are you insane? You must have heard it as well. Why don't you testify for the court, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Was it really a gunshot? Yes, I think it was something that sounded like a gunshot. And why are we here listening to the defense testify? And the world becomes just a little crueler. I heard a gunshot a long time ago, so I know. And I'll tell you, that was a gunshot I heard. Now this is where the story heats up. Mr. Lawyer there broke the door down, and we rushed into the room. So let me get this straight. This Mr. Lawyer there broke the door down. Honestly, Mr. Phoenix Wright, why didn't you tell us what happened then? Yes, Miss Von Karma. I broke the door down. Sorry. Why does this feel like an inquisition? No need for apologizing. That was great. You're a real man. Oh, really? That's something I would have liked to see. The judge is smiling rather openly. I'll take that as a good sign. And what did you see once you broke in? Inside was the dead victim and the defendant waving a pistol around. Are you sure it was the defendant, Maya Fey? Sure, I'm sure. Lotta seems awful confident in her testimony. Let's press harder. Lotta, please, think back to that day one more time. Well, what you getting at? Remember what you said when we broke into the room? I was murdered. Lotta, at a time like this? Times like this are perfect for snapping up shots. But anyway, what's going on here? This gal, is she Maya? When you saw the murderer at the time, you couldn't even tell if it was Maya Fey or not. Am I correct? Well, you see... Order! Miss Hart, you were here to present accurate testimony. Yeah, sorry. Good, this shifts things back to my side. For a defense lawyer, your defense is terribly lacking, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Witness. Think back to when those two entered the channeling chamber. When they entered... One of those people that entered the chamber was Maya Fey, correct? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was Maya that went in. Looks like we've come to a collective conclusion. The person in this picture is most certainly Maya Fey. Exactly. Rats, and I'm trapped like one. Again. I swear, other than those two, there was no one else inside the room. Are you absolutely certain of that? Sure am, but that old witch chased us out the room, so... Old witch? Does she mean Morgan Fey? But there was no one else in there, and you know it. The channeling chamber was very dark, almost pitch black. Was there really no one else in there? What about... Behind the folding screen, behind the door, under the flooring? Behind the folding screen, right? What about behind the folding screen? Did you check back there? Wreck given? Huh? What in the... Wreck given? You know, you reckon? That's a given. It took me... I took a good look around the room once. There ain't no way anyone was hanging out behind that folding screen. If I may have a word with you, Miss Hart. What? You got a problem? Wreck given? I mean, I am having a little difficulty in understanding you. If you would stop saying such things as reckon given... Ah! Now then, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Do you see a problem with the testimony, or don't you? Just as I thought, there's nothing wrong with her testimony. I was with her, so I know she's telling the truth. Enough! It seems that there are no issues with Miss Hart's testimony. At the time of the crime, only two people were in the channeling chamber. The victim, Dr. Turner Gray, and the defendant, Maya Fey. The face of the defendant cannot be verified in this picture. However, if we think about the circumstances, it would have to be the defendant. What am I going to do if I just let this go? What is it, Mr. Wright? You look as if you have something to say. If I make one wrong move, I'm going to have the judge against me. Is there anything I can present that would prove it's not Maya in that photo? Can we prove it's not Maya? Surely not. Like, if we had evidence to prove it wasn't Maya, I think we'd know about that. No, no. 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 I don't think we can. I don't think we can present anything. Oh, well, Mr. Wright. Nothing, Your Honor. That's very smart of you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You really should give up trying to prove this is not Maya Fey. I didn't say anything about giving up. I just don't have the right piece of evidence to prove my argument. But that's enough! Is this it? Is this all I could do? I think it is quite obvious to this court that a verdict of not guilty is not possible. I told you. Totally 100% impossible. Ms. Von Carmo, do you have any further questions for this witness? Having established the defendant's guilt, further questioning won't be needed. What about the defense? No further questions, I presume. I couldn't protect Maya. The defense! The defense! Phoenix. Phoenix, you can't make that kind of face. A lawyer is someone who smiles, no matter how bad it gets. Mia? I guess I made it just in time. Wouldn't you say? But Pearls? Her clothes are a bit small. Anyway, what are you waiting for, Phoenix? Let's go. But how? She's already taken every advantage. The advantage is still in your hand. Think carefully, one more time, about what you saw in the channeling chamber. Do you remember what you told me yesterday? Dr. Gray! I was murdered. What? Lotta, at a time like this? Times like this are perfect for snapping up shots. You see, there is one final piece to this puzzle. Mia. Question Lotta one more time, Phoenix. I don't know if she's doing it unconsciously or on purpose, but she's not testifying truthfully. Now then, this court would like to end the cross-examination period. Please wait, Your Honor. The defense would like to request that the witness testify one more time. Overruled. I'm afraid you're too late, Mr. Wright. The cross-examination has already ended. Furthermore, any unrelated... It's fine. I'll allow another testimony. Von Karma's case is perfect. Absolutely flawless. And what better time than this for you to see that? But, I mean, I have some place I must go after this. All right, I'll allow it. Miss Hart, hurry up and give another testimony. Well, heck, what am I supposed to talk about? Please tell us once more what happened when you burst into the channeling chamber. Okay, you got it. See, you got through to the judge somehow, right? Well, actually, it was Von Karma's whip that got through to him. Yeah, why is she helping me out? Wow, she really is, what's the word? Cocky. like, she could have won the case there and then. All right, witness account part two. When we broke into that room, all I could focus on was Maya. I was, kind of scared of the dead body, so I didn't take a good look at it. I'm really bad when it comes to blood and ghosts and stuff. But I still managed to point my camera at Maya and take a shot. Nothing sounds different from before. Some parts of her testimony were very vague. I should press her on those sections. Struggle all you like as you taste the bitterness of your defeat. Well, amuse me with your useless questions, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'm waiting. Okay. When we broke into that room, all I could focus on was Maya. So what did she look like? You know, she looked almost like a different person. A different person? She may have seemed like a different person. However, she was still Maya Fey. We have already made that point abundantly clear. Yes, that is true. Well then, Miss Hart, did you happen to see anything else? I was, kind of scared of the dead body, so I didn't get a good look at it. Then perhaps that body was not Dr. Gray's at all. Well, I reckon that's possible. If the body inside that room was not that of Dr. Gray, then whose body was it, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Well, what if it was that of Maya Fey after the channeling? Or maybe... Yow! Foolish fool spouting foolish foolishness, just as I expected a foolish fool such as you. If that were the case, then that would mean that Maya Fey is, in fact, dead. And that would make the defendant chair quite a lonely place, wouldn't it? Sorry, Maya. Are you done here? Can I continue? I'm really bad when it comes to blood and ghosts and stuff. And even knowing that, you still persist in being a paranormal photographer. That's why I'm getting out of here. That's why I'm getting out of this here business. This gal's gonna get the dirt on some stars and be a tabloid photographer from now on. She goes through jobs faster than a baby through diapers. Wah! Mr. Phoenix Wright, would it kill you to stay on topic for a change? Oh well, would it, Mr. Wright? Nice, tag teamed in stereo. Guess I should be grateful it's not 5.1. But I still managed to point my camera at Maya and take a shot. 2, right? 2 what? 2 shots. You took 2 shots. But only 1 has been submitted as evidence. Miss Hart, where is the other picture you've been withholding? No, you got it all wrong. It's not me. I didn't mean anything bad. I know I can be a little mean, but I ain't evil. Well, at least she knows herself. Then why have you not shown this other picture to the court yet? Well, ain't it obvious? The prosecutor woman told me to shut my trap about it. What? Von Karma? Miss Von Karma, you are hiding critical evidence? Unforgivable, Von Karma. Suppressing evidence like this. You're as bad as your father. Confront Franziska, let's do it. Let's confront her. Your Honor, the defense asks that Prosecutor Von Karma be held in contempt of court. Well, yes. Me in contempt of court? You can't be serious. But you hid evidence from the court on purpose. That's not fair. Phoenix, are you a lawyer or a schoolchild? I was so angry I lost my composure. Ms. Von Karma, would you care to explain yourself to this court? I thought this picture was not important, and thus felt no need to submit it. That's all. How could you think? The pictures were more or less the same, so why bother with the second? I mean, it's just so much more trouble than it's worth for me to submit this as evidence. More trouble than it's worth? How can you say that? If you want to see it that badly, I'll submit it. Picture taken at the murder scene. Lotta's photo too. Oh my god. Oh my god. What is this picture? There's no bullet hole. There's no bullet hole in her sleeve. It's obviously the second picture the witness took that day at the scene of the crime. Well, it's a little off-center, but that's what you get with a nervous amateur. I think the important point here is the person in this picture. This is most definitely not Maya Fey. What is the meaning of this? This might be the break I was looking for. Now, should I or should I not insist that the person in this picture is not Maya? Why not? What have we got to lose from this? Your Honor? As you can plainly see, the person in this picture is not Maya Fey. Yes, I see that. It's not just her face, it's her whole body. It's taken on a completely different appearance. There's only one conclusion that can be drawn. That somehow, this other person snuck in and traded places with the defendant. Order, order, order. Well, yes, I believe you are correct, Mr. Wright. The person who was inside the channeling chamber was not Maya Fey. Mia, we did it. You're too soft. Huh? You're softer than Aunt Morgan's strawberry desserts, Phoenix. Take a look at Prosecutor Von Karma's face. She's smiling. I think you had better continue to worry, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Ms. Von Karma, what do you mean by that? Your Honor, I would like for you to take a look at this picture. What? This was taken yesterday at the detention center's visitors room. This is Mr. Phoenix Wright and the defendant, Maya Fey, during his visit. Maya Fey? But isn't this a totally different person? She looks this way because she is obviously in the middle of channeling a spirit. It's unbelievable that she can... Yet, it is the truth. When Maya Fey is in that state, she physically changes into the person she's calling. Ms. Von Karma, a word if I may. Mia, taking pictures of someone during a private visit is illegal. Surely you must know that picture cannot be submitted as evidence. Obviously I know this picture is illegal, but I never intended to submit it as evidence in the first place. What is she? From the moment I showed this picture to the court, this case became all mine. After all, this image has now been forever burned into the judge's mind. I don't have even a single witty line. It looks like we've been had. I don't claim to understand this, and I still cannot believe it. Are you saying that this person is the defendant, Maya Fey? If I give up here, the trial will end. But if I slip up and say something wrong, it will cost me. Is there any way I can prove that the person in this picture is not Maya? The bullet hole. Surely the bullet hole. Or the lack of a bullet hole. Your Honor? Oh, the fire has returned to your eyes, I see. This picture. Within this picture lies a critical contradiction to all the testimony up until now. A contradiction? So, you think you've spotted a problem with this picture? Then earn your keep. Why did you point out exactly what is so strange in this picture to the court? Can I can't look. So here, right? Would it be here? I don't know which side it would be, but I'm going to put it here. Please direct your attention here. To the sleeve? But there isn't anything odd about it. I think that's right. And that is exactly what is so odd. Something that should be there is suddenly missing. It should be there. Ah! There was a bullet hole in the sleeve of the defendant's costume. If that's the case, then it should be in this picture as well. Ms. Von Karma, you intended to hide this valuable piece of evidence? You will most certainly be assigned a penalty for this. Alright, this should do some major damage to her argument. Don't celebrate yet. You like to bring down the mood, don't you? Take a look at Miss Von Karma's face. She's got that condescending grin plastered over her face again. Tisk. Jumping the gun again, I see. Your Honor, I would like to extend an apology on behalf of those incompetent fools. What do you mean? What incompetent fools? If those fools down at the precinct hadn't missed the bullet hole, I would have gotten a report about it. As I didn't, I could not have known that this picture was of any value to this case. I see. She's lying through her teeth, I know it. That woman knew about everything. The bullet hole, the picture, everything. But you can't prove that. Franziska von Karma's idea of a perfect case is quite fascinating, don't you think? Your Honor, you need not worry. If you must assign a penalty, I'll personally make sure that detective gets what's coming. I'm sure there will be a great gnashing of teeth at his next salary discussion. Poor Gumshoe. In any case, this is a very big problem. When the defendant was taken into custody, her costume had a bullet hole in its sleeve. However, from this photo, it would appear that right after the shooting, there was none. The judge is confused by this strange twist of events. This is your chance, Phoenix. Load all you've got into this one shot, all right? Got it. Watch this, Maya. Your Honor, there is only one logical explanation for the contradiction. The picture is fake. No, we know that's not true. The bullet hole was made later. The shooter is someone else. The shooter is someone else, right? The defendant's sleeve had a bullet hole in it. However, this person clearly does not. There can only be one explanation. The person who shot Dr. Gray was not the defendant, but a different person altogether. What? Order! 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 If order is not restored, I will suspend this trial. Ow! Yeah! Why me? The defense's argument is a complete mess. A complete mess? I fail to see how. Please, enlighten us. Hey, witness! Yeah! What the heck? Is that the way to ask a girl a favor? Be quiet, you. You were the one who said it was only 2 of them when you entered the room. Well, you know, if you were lying, I swear that my whip will be the last thing you see. Look, sis, you're looking mighty scary, so why don't we say you I swear, I wasn't lying or nothing. There wasn't anyone else in there, honest. You see? Now riddle me this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Where did the defendant vanish to? And where did this other woman appear from? Why is it lately all I want to do is cry? Well, if the person in this picture is not the defendant, then this poses 2 very big questions. First, where did the defendant vanish to? And second, where did this person come from? That's right. Now hurry up and answer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Come on, you can't fall apart here, Phoenix Wright. I can't believe that even Mia's calling me by my full name. But, I mean, how am I supposed to prove something like this? Had enough yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Or do you think you have enough in you to turn things around even now? Turn things around? That's right. Mia would always turn things around and change her perspective. Phoenix! So, where did this intruder appear from? And where did Maya disappear to? I need to look at this situation from a different angle. Let's see. What if before we broke in, the 3rd person was already in the room? And what if Maya had already left the room somehow? If I could prove that either one of those conditions were true? Mr. Wright, let's hear what you've come up with. I think what happened before we forced our way into the channeling chamber is a 3rd person had entered it. Maya had left the room. Something I can't explain yet. Before we forced our way into the channeling chamber, Maya had left the room. I guess we've got to go for that. Maya had left the channeling chamber at some point, and the defense can prove this. Oh, how a foolish fool makes a foolish face while dreaming foolishly foolish dreams. Maya Fey was being looked after by her aunt, Morgan Fey. The chances of her leaving the crime scene is lower than that detective's salary. Anyway, let's see some evidence. Prove that from the murder until the time of arrest, the defendant had left the room. Prove that from the murder until the time of arrest, the defendant had left the room. Prove that from the murder until the time of arrest, the defendant had left the room. Right, no. I don't see how it could be the folding screen. Green jewel, the key, I mean, Maya had the key, but we were guarding the door. There needs to have been another exit. Floor plans. There's no other exit. Although Maya didn't have the key, Pearl did. Can't be the knife, can't be the costume, it can't be the photos, can it? It's gotta be the key. It has to be. Miss Hart, do you remember this key? Well, I've seen it. Hey, that's the channeling chamber key, right? Before the channeling started, Maya locked the door from the inside with that. The defendant herself locked the door? Yeah, that's why we couldn't get the door open. That key is the only one of its kind, after all. Oh, what of a kind, you say? Wait, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yes, looks like she's catching on. I'm afraid to ask, but why is that key currently in your possession? Huh? What do you mean? If Maya Fey locked herself in, then the key should have been with her. Yes, agreed. However, she did not have the key at the time of her arrest. Ah, well ain't that a kick? So how come you're holding it? I got this as a present from a certain little girl. And that little girl was nowhere near the crime scene at the time. That's preposterous. This means that Maya Fey must have left the room. If she had not, then I would not be holding this key you see before you. No! It seems we have come to an impasse. This picture has clearly captured the face of the murderer. However, is this person the defendant or not? The defense is arguing that this person is not the defendant. Furthermore, as proof, this key has been submitted as evidence. Miss von Karma, how can this be? At this point in time, a verdict on the defendant's guilt is not possible. My perfect case. How is there a flaw in my perfect case? Don't think you've won yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I am a prodigy. I have never lost a case. And I don't intend to lose here in this courtroom to a fool like you. I don't care what I have to do. I will get my guilty verdict. But that's enough. If you would like to continue, do so in the lobby. Court will reconvene tomorrow at 10 a.m. That is all. Court is adjourned. June 21st, 1:32 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3. Wow! That was you, Pearly? You summoned my sis? Yes, I felt I had no choice. Great going, Pearly. I knew you were special. Hey, Nick, did you know? Yeah, it's not like anyone else in there could have done that. Nick, I know you're trying really hard and all, but I really don't remember ever leaving that room. And I don't think that a third person could have gone into that room. Yeah. Well, at least we have until tomorrow to figure things out. Like, what happened in that room, for instance? Yeah, I'm counting on you. I envy the two of you. Oh, by the way, Nick, do you think you could take Pearly back home for me? Sure. All right, Pearls, you ready to buy some tickets? Huh? Tickets? Poor thing, so sheltered. Well, there you go. That is the first day of Maya's trial over and done with. YouTube, tomorrow we will continue with day 2 of investigation for this case. I'll see you then.